So now that we're well versed with the get and post endpoint, we also need another endpoint to get single article, and that we'll do by ID. So I'll give some ID as a request, and we would want that particular article with that particular ID as a response. So let's say I'll give this as a request. This is a get request, and I will get second article as a response. So in the response, I know this would be an article object. So the URI would be something like /article/ some ID. This would be a dynamic ID, and this would be an integer. So in Spring term, it is called a path variable or a path param. So let's see how we can code this. So now instead of get all articles, I'll be using get article, because that would make much sense. Since this is a get endpoint, we do not need any request body. So we'll be changing the URI a little bit. So after that, we'll be adding / and we will add our variable with these curly braces, and inside that we'll be specifying our ID. So now to get this ID, we would be adding it in the argument of this. Since this would be an integer, we'll be adding it like that. To specify the string that this ID belongs to this path variable, we would need to annotate it with @path variable. So let's change the return type. The return type of it would be a single article entity. Since for one particular ID there would be one article. So let's create a service level method. So I've created a method called getArticle, which would return a single article object. So similar to find all, which gets all the records of that particular entity or that table, we have another method called find by ID, which selects a record by its unique primary key. In the input argument of this find by ID, it requires the primary key. In our case, it's integer, since we had specified our primary key as an integer. So let's add that. So that's it. So it will return an article object and one such object, and we can get that. So you can note here it's returning an optional. If you're very new to Java 8, you can check out my Java 8 crash course. I've explained optional in detail there. So once it's returning an optional, we can get it by .get method of that. So this will return that particular object. So let's fix the controller. So let's call the service method, and let's pass this ID that we'll get from our path param or path variable. The article that would be returned from the service layer, let's return that. That's it, we're done. So let me know what could be the issues that could occur because of this statement in the comments below. So there are a couple of issues with this statement in particular that I'll be addressing in just a moment, but let's first test this out. So here is the get all method, which gets all the data. So let's create another get request. So here I've specified the same get all request. So suppose I need to get this first ID, then I'll specify this ID, and that would be 1. So I'm getting only one article in the response. Similarly, you can get the second item or the second article in the response. Now the thing I was telling you about, that there is some issue with this API, is that let's suppose you hit this endpoint with an ID which is not present inside the database. So let's say you have only 2 items present in this database with ID 1 and 2, and you hit the endpoint with ID 3. So this will give you some 500 internal server error. So there are a couple of wrong things that are happening here. So if you go to the logs and you look closely, so this is giving some no such element exception, which is giving on this line. So let's see which line this is. So it's giving on this. So what's happening is the optional that's being returned doesn't contain any element, and that is why this get is giving this exception. So when you create good APIs, you need to handle these exceptions as well. So a good way to handle would be, instead of giving 500 internal server error and it's not showing what the error is, we should give 404, which is not found. So let's see how we can fix that and return a 404 error. So what we can do is we can use another method called or else throw. So what it does is, if nothing is present inside this optional that we are getting out of this find by id, it will execute whatever we are writing inside this lambda. So this or else throw method expects a lambda of type supplier. So if you go inside this supplier interface, so it's a functional interface and this is the method. So it doesn't expect anything and it returns something. So let's write that lambda expression. So this doesn't expect anything and it's gonna return something. So I don't want to return 500 internal server error, which is a by default error. So I want to specify a more precise error, which is 404 for this method, which is something not found, and in this case id not found. And also I want a message along with that so that it would be more precise and clear. So we have something called response status exception and we're gonna throw new. So the method which we're going to use for response status exception is this one, which would accept two things. One is the status code. In our case, it would be 404, and the reason it's basically a message. So you can also use the first one, which would just give out the status code. So let's use the second one. So I'm going to use not found, which is 404, and finally the message. So that's it, we're done. So one thing you should know that if something is found, it would directly be returned as an article entity, since find by id is returning an optional of article entity. So if you're using only find by id and nothing else, it will return an optional. So if something is present inside this optional, then that would be returned, otherwise this would be executed. So if you get some id that is present, it will get that, and if let's say it's not present, it will give a 404 status. So as you can see, this is the response status code, which is 404, which is perfect. One thing you could notice that there is no message. So as it turned out, in the new Spring Boot version, they don't allow you to send the message. By default, you have to add a property. So let me add that real quick. So this is that property that allows you to print that message. Just like server.port, we have certain property called server.error.include message. Now I'll be hitting again, and now you can see the message is now available.